Hello everyone, today we will be looking at some of the safety failures of this dodgy travel adapter, which is meant to convert European-style outlets, or wherever this exact style of outlet comes from, to the North American style. And these things are pretty useful if you're traveling and you only have North American stuff that you can just plug into here and then you're good. But these have some pretty decent safety failures. So first of all, if you look closely, this blade, or this slot rather, is wider than this slot, so you can plug in a polarized plug, like this. You can plug it in this way, but not that way. Just won't go in. And this would be perfectly fine if European outlets were polarized, because most European outlets, except in exactly 5 countries, are not polarized in any way. So that means that not only could you plug your device in correctly like this, you could plug it in normally, but you could also flip it around and then plug it in the other way, which could put the neutral pin as a live pin instead. That's not going to cause any immediate issues with whatever you've got plugged in, but it has some safety risks because neutral stuff might actually end up running on the surface, and if that stuff's live and you're touching a grounded object, you might get electrocuted. So that's the first one. Second one is that in the US we have a lot of ground pins, grounded appliances, which have the extra ground pin, and the ground pin directly connects to any sort of metal that's on the outside, and the point of that is that if a live wire gets damaged and ends up contacting the ground, then that'll be a dead short, and there's going to be a lot of current running through that path, which will pop the breaker pretty quickly and save you. This one, you don't do that because when you plug it in, the ground pin is it's floating. So if that live wire goes ahead and touches the metal, and you're touching the live metal and grounded object at the same time, you're going to get electrocuted. So that's another bonus. And lastly, I think the biggest issue with this thing is that you plug in a charger just fine like that, but if you do it like this, then depending on which way you have it inserted, then the live voltage can travel through the travel adapter, through any sort of charger that you have, through whatever device, and then out this pin. So if you're touching this pin, this completely exposed pin, and a ground object at the same time, you're going to get electrocuted. And another odd quirk of this thing, you might notice that it not only has the North American slots, but also the European holes drilled into it. Why would you do this? I have absolutely zero idea, because you could just unplug the travel adapter, you got a European socket right there that you could stick your European appliance into, and all this does is just defeat the ground if your European device has a ground on it. So that's a plus. So in conclusion, just try to stay away from the travel adapters, and just buy a appliance that has a proper European plug in it. And for the switch mode power supplies, it's perfectly fine, but if you have something like a soldering iron that requires a specific voltage to run, and you plug it into here, because Europe and every other country that uses the standard of 240 volts, you could plug this into a European socket, 230 volts, whatever, and your device will be drawing double the current because it's double the voltage. So that could end badly depending what you have plugged into there, but switching power supplies are designed to work on universal voltage, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, that's about it for this review of the travel adapter, and the conclusion is super dodgy.